كتب الله لنا هو مولانا وعلى الله فليتوكل المؤمنون.
Then if one is unable, then the second thing is to fast the month of Ramadan, to fast 2 consecutive months. To fast 2 consecutive months. Then if he's unable to do that, then it now falls on the act of feeding 60 indigent in that order. So it is not permissible also the act of leaving one and to go to the other. You are capable of freeing slave. Don't go by choice and pick feeding the indigent. It has to be in that order. Based on what was reported from Malik, Ibn Juray, and Humayd bin Abdul Rahman from Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, that a man, break his fast in Ramadan. Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam instructed him that he should free a slave or to fast 60 days, that's 2 consecutive months, or to feed 60 indigent. So here, when the choice of or here is for taqir, is for having choice, that have choice to pick one of these options. Based on that, these are the available options for or what could cause the need for kafara when someone regarding fast. It is when one have intercourse with the wife. However, apart from that, there is no other thing expected of him. It is either what is expected for someone that have intercourse with the wife is to basically pay back of the fast and to do the kafara. So basically the understanding is that he who have intercourse with the wife in Ramadan has the task of paying back the fast as well as doing the kafara. That is the expiation. As was said earlier on, doing the expiation has to be in the order as prescribed in that hadith, that freeing of slave comes first, then if it's unable, then you now have the need to fast 2 consecutive months. Then if he's unable, the third step is to feed 60 indigent. So it's in that order. However, there are views among some scholars that have reviewed that there's another hadith that used the conjunction aw, that's all, that the Prophet ﷺ said that there was a particular man. It's still this hadith too, but reported by Malik bin Juray and Hamid bin Abdul Rahman and Abu Hurairah. Abu Hurairah reported that a man, break his fast in Ramadan. Then the Prophet ﷺ instructed him to do expiation. The expiation, the Prophet ﷺ now said, expiation by freeing a slave or fasting of 2 consecutive months or feeding 60 indigent. So the word or, that conjunction of or here, tufidu taqir, it gives us the benefit of choice. It shows that, so some scholars have latched on this narration. That means there is option. You have option of picking any one of those options. However, in addition to that, some scholars have also tried to do a kind of consolidate these views, and they have said that at-tartibu ala al-awlawiyya, that following that succession, that series, the order in that hadith, is for picking a best choice. وَتَخْيِيرٌ عَلَى الْجَوَازِ. But when you decide to use the option, that is, you can pick any of the three options, then that one is permissible also. It is on permissibility. But the first one is viewed as the best, as awlawiya. That's the preferred option, the preferred process. So these scholars try to do consolidation of all this opinion. Then it's also what about the case of he من جامع عامدا في نهار رمضان ولم يكفر ثم جامع في يوم آخر منه فعليه كفارة واحدة. Somebody that engaged in intercourse maybe at the beginning of Ramadan and he did not do the expiation, maybe towards the end of Ramadan he fell into the same error. Scholars have viewed that it's just one expiation that he has to do, one kafara. However, some also have viewed that each fast that initiated through that error sin of intercourse is an independent act of worship of that day. So for that reason, it has to do separate individual expiation for each of the days, except in a situation whereby doing that occurred twice within a day. Then you just do one expiation according to riwayah of Ahmed, because لأنها جزاء عن جناية تكرر يعني سببها. It's an offense that the reason is just repeated before he was able to do the expiation, the first expiation. Imam Malik and Shafi'i, also a riwayah from Ahmed, well, the view that he has to do two kafaro, that they are independent sins, independent for one day, another one, another day. So basically, he has to do two kafaro to represent each of the. Because, for instance, they also brought a similitude that if you vitiate a Ramadan and you vitiate another Ramadan, these are two Ramadan. Within one Ramadan, within the 30 days, you vitiate, you break one fast, maybe on the 13th of Ramadan, and on the 23rd of Ramadan, you break another fast. So it means two fasts. So committing an act of intercourse on the 13th and committing another act of intercourse on the 23rd, these are independent sins which must be atoned for, which must be taken care of independently. So this is the view of Imam Malik and Imam Shafi'i. However, the scholars are having consensus that من جامع في نهار رمضان عمدا وكفر ثم جامع في يوم آخر فعليه كفارة أخرى. Like I said earlier on, whoever committed intercourse during the days of Ramadan intentionally, then he paid the expiation. Then towards the end of Ramadan, another day in Ramadan, he committed intercourse again. Obviously, he has to do another kafara. Where the first opinion was talking about doing one expiation was in the case whereby he was trying to do the expiation, but it so happened that at another time he had intercourse with the wife and he has not done the expiation. So obviously, one expiation suffices. That was the proviso for the first issue of coming up with expiation. By and large, is basically address the fact, speaks to the fact that committing intercourse during Ramadan is a grievous sin. It should not come from a believer. And where one fall into that error, that is the consequence, the way you need to atone, the way you need to basically come up with the expiation to free yourself from that sins as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has laid that down. I believe by Allah's leave, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count this, inshallah, in the scale of our good deeds. May Allah accept it as act of ibadah and grant us the best of understanding. أقول قولي هذا استغفر الله لي ولكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
قل لن يصيبنا إلا ما كتب الله